Hello there, I'm Jill Chivers from shopyourwardrobe.com.
And I'm Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style blog.
So today we're getting into the detail. We're going to talk about underwear.
We're digging down to the foundations, Jill.
We are, where it all comes from, starts from and builds up to.
Yes, and it's interesting, there's so many of the style TV shows where the first thing they do is take someone bra shopping and underwear shopping.
Right.
Because underwear really is a foundation that goes underneath your clothes.
Unless you're Madonna, and then you're dressed once you put your bra
whatever
on.
you like. You put your, or you're Superman and you put your underpants on the outside.
Yes.
But for the rest of us, generally underwear on the inside. And for me, I think it's not a noticeable thing.
Yeah.
I much prefer to see a beige bra under a white top than a black bra under a white top.
Yeah.
You know, I may be old and conservative about that, but to me, it's the outfit that matters, but the underwear needs to support that.
Yes.
So very much when we're thinking about underwear, is it leaving me with, you know, kind of lines? Underwear, you know, it's elastic, it may leave a whole lot of lines, and sometimes particularly with underwear, and this is what I'll notice when I'm shopping with a client sometimes, if they've got the wrong underwear on, you get all these lines and it kind of ruins the idea of the outfit.
Yes.
So I really am very practical about underwear. Like, you can have lovely looking underwear, but I think it's, for me, and this is a personal thing, that if I'm wearing a dark bottom, I will wear black underwear. Most of my underwear is black or beige.
Yeah.
If I'm wearing something light, because I'll wear the beige, so I won't necessarily match. It's about what works for the outer garment.
Yes.
And in fact, when I even try on a bra, the thing I think is super important to do is actually then, I always try on bras when I'm wearing t-shirts, like a fairly fitted knit top, something like this, because I want to put the t-shirt over the top and go, is it giving me the silhouette that I'm after? Because sometimes some underwear look great when it's just on, but when you put a piece of clothing over the top, it doesn't actually work so well.
And I find that with patterned and lace bras in particular, that they can be really beautiful items of clothing. And depending on what you put on top, if you're wearing a blouse that is not going to sit close to the skin, it can be a lovely look. But if you are going to wear something close to the skin, it really just results in sort of a bumpy line.
Yes.
And then that beautiful lacy bra is actually working against you.
Yes. And so this is where it is something that, you know, you have to choose the underwear that you like. But I always think, you know, like, it's what's the practical elements, and, you know, what are the elements that you need? And I know for me with underpants, I'm always looking for something that kind of doesn't sit below my tummy bulge. It, you know, kind of, it pushes it in.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's something that I would rather disappear a little bit. So,
and I think our approach to underwear can change based on stage of life and perhaps even stage of relationships as well. I know when I was in my 20s, I was much more interested in the look of underwear.
Sets.
Yeah, and because I was in a corporate environment as well where I wasn't wearing close-fitting items, so I was wearing suiting on top of it, so you know, there'd be a cami and then a blouse and then a jacket, so you know, you could wear that kind of stuff, and I was unmarried at the time as well.
And you might have also found that uniform of that suit, which maybe didn't let you express your personality that well, the underwear is where your personality was.
Yeah, and I was very much a set, and kind of still am, but I was telling Imogen that I went through a bit of a underwear shift a few years ago, and it was partly prompted by the fact that we weren't returning to the United States where I buy a lot of my sets. But also I tried on a dress and the silhouette just was terrible because of where my undies were sitting. They cut across the worst part of my stomach, and I thought, that's just completely ruining the line of this dress. And it was a bit of an aha moment where I thought, I'm much more interested in how my clothing looks and the silhouette that my underwear helps me create than how I look with just my underwear on. And so it changed the way I thought about my foundation garments. And I don't do sets anymore, but equally it's very, very practical. It's beige or it's black. I have the odd leopard print pair of undies. But I also think you want to think about dressing from the foundation up, and you want your underwear to support you, and to create that look. And the other thing you taught me was the importance of lift, so that you get some shape through here, this part of your torso. I never thought about that before. I'd always just thought about general breast health, rather than how important that is if you're your bra isn't making your breast sit correctly, it can actually squash your middle part and give you a really lumpy, bumpy silhouette.
Yes, you lose your waist.
Yeah.
And it's also important to think about what kind of clothes you're wearing. So if you are wearing smooth, then wear a smooth bra or a molded bra. If you're wearing, going running, get the best fitting sports bra you can.
Yeah.
I know for myself that when I've run with a badly fitting sports bra, I can't run. It actually exhausts me.
Yeah.
A good one, and I can go for for miles, as they say.
Yeah.
Also think about, so if you're wearing something plunging, so there's high cut bras and lower cut bras. Like, get something that fits with the shapes of what you're wearing.
What do you think of special occasion underwear? Like, I have one outfit that's got the, it's an asymmetrical, so you have to buy the underwear bra, because if I see an item like that, I will not buy it if it requires me to buy special underwear for it. I just can't get my head around it. What do you think of that?
Well, if you love the thing, then, and this is where that's your, your personal thing. For me, like, I would go, well, I've got a strapless bra and I can wear my strapless bra with that.
Right.
So, but there was probably a time where strapless bras just weren't something that worked for me.
Yeah.
So I would have just never have bought that thing, because I thought I won't get the wear because I haven't, or I can't find the underwear that gives me the kind of support and look I'm after.
Yeah.
So I think it's always, of course, too, it's like looking at the clothes, and you might need, some little adapters to pull the bra down your back if you're wearing something lower cut at the back. So it's important to think about, and even as things as little as straps. There are lacy straps and there are plain straps. And if you are wearing something that's a bit more shoestring where you may see a strap, I always think go for a plain one over a lacy one.
Right.
Because it's less underwear and more kind of plain. So even some little things like that I think can be quite important when you're, if you're going to see a piece of strap, what kind of strap is it?
Yeah.
Is it obviously a bra strap, or is it just something maybe it's a bit plainer that you won't notice so much because it's not calling attention to itself?
Yeah. So we're interested in your thoughts on underwear and your experiences, and maybe you have a really different approach. I mean, our approach is obviously quite similar, which it isn't on some things. It's really about the practicality and the silhouette, and maybe your approach is really different, which would be wonderful. We would love to hear that.
And do be aware that, just one little tip is that if you are, say, going out at night and you're wearing something that's a bit sheer, you might, and even if it's black or dark, very often, especially with lighting, you'll get that see-through.
Right.
So do always go, if I can see through it, can I see my underwear? And if you're wearing, hot pink pants or bright green, maybe that's actually going to show through. And is that something that if you had a photo of it, you'd be happy about?
Yeah.
Because if people are walking down the street saying, I can see your underwear.
Personally, I don't think that's a good thing. But look, hey, we're all different, aren't we?
So it's up to you, but I'd love to know your thoughts.
Absolutely.